Hello. If you can hear the sound of my voice, then that means that you are catching this on the replay. Feel free to hashtag replay viewer. Leave your questions, your comments. Tell me, what you need to know. It's all good. And I'll still answer your questions and do all of that. A little bit of housekeeping. Let me share this to my group. Let me share it out really quick. Un momento. The name of my group is the Corporate Hustlers. In case that you're not watching this on my particular timeline, no worries. You can come hang out with us in the Corporate Hustle group. Just type in Corporate Hustlers. It's a free group that I have for like-minded women who want to know how to increase their income inside and out of corporate America. Men, you're welcome to join too, but yeah, that's the primary focus. Share it to a story. Let me share this to the story real quick. Post. All right. Tonight we're going to talk about, I know, like I sat down and thought about it because it's like, what's this, Thursday? So it's Thought Leader Thursday. And I thought about it, and I know a lot of educated people who have written so many research papers, so many. Like they have lots of degrees, lots of papers written ever since like high school all the way through college. They have written lots of papers. Share one more group. Yeah, hold on a second. One more group. Here we go. So they've written so many papers, but yet when it comes to building their brands, hey, Tori Turner, hey, Stephanie, when it comes to building brands, they tell me, I don't know how to build a brand. I don't know how to start a business. I don't know how to do any of that. And so I sat down and I researched and I saw the 15 detailed steps it takes to write a research paper. And I thought about it, and they are the 15 steps that if you actually apply those, hey Trey, you can build a brand just by knowing how to write a research paper. And so I sat down and I legit went through this and was like, no, I'm not crazy. These are the same steps, right? And remember, as I'm going through this, if you have any questions, you have any comments, just leave them in the chat. I know Facebook got their little 10, 15-second delay, so just make sure y'all say at whatever the comment is so I know if it was something that I said that you're talking about at that moment. But so that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to talk about the 15 detailed ways you write a research paper is exactly how you can build a brand, a side hustle, a business, right? And get into this money inside and out of corporate America. The doors of my Corporate Hustle Effect open really soon. Be sure to get on the list, bit.ly Corporate Hustle Lounge. It is my signature event, my one-on-one coaching program for anybody who's trying to monetize themselves inside and out of corporate America, period, right? And so I take you through that. It's quite, it's interesting. It's fun. Right now, I am looking only for 10 beta students for that program. So if you think that you might be one of those, get on that list so that you can be the first to know when I open it up for the first 10 people who are qualified to do it. Awesome. So like I said, good research paper equals you can run a brand or business. So let's start with the first way you build a research paper, right? And I looked it up. Georgetown says you can define and articulate research questions. Basically, form your hypothesis. This ain't changed since middle school. Form a hypothesis. That's the first thing you do. Well, in business, the first thing you do is you need a business idea. So what's your business idea? You're in a network marketing company, maybe. Maybe you have a skill inside of corporate America you want to monetize. You're creative. If you just need to find out what that skill is, you just need to come up with an idea, right? You know that you're talented at something. You know that you're gifted at something. For me, it was very hard for me I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't draw, I can't act. I can't do any of the creative side, but I realized that you can monetize leadership. You can monetize accountability. You can monetize being good at idea creation for other people, holding other people accountable, having other people raise their bar, taking them through a process. So you can monetize any skill set that you have, right? So that's the first step to a good research paper is to define a hypothesis. So my hypothesis is, I am Demetria Samuels, and I teach professional women how to create and monetize themselves inside and out of corporate America so they can thrive in any economic environment, right? So that's my hypothesis. So you would find your hypothesis, whatever your business idea is, whatever your brand is. It could just be, I'm a book, I'm an author, I'm whatever, right? So that's what you need to do first. The second thing, which is a part of what I do inside of the corporate hustle effect, is you go find the possible resources of information in as many types of formats as you can. So back in the day, you used to have to go through the library and go through them. Still people do, but now you can Google your butt off. You can go to different websites. But that's what I teach you in my program. It's time to become a profitable stalker. You need to go find as many people as possible that do what you want to do. Research as many businesses that already do what you do. So I went and found as many coaches that they business coaches, they're life coaches, they're this kind of coaches, they side hustle coaches, they all kinds of coaches, right? Or strategists, motivational speakers, they're professional development people. I went and researched them all. That's the same thing you do in a research paper. You go and find the possible sources of information, right? So go find them. The card catalog, you used to go through the card catalog, the index. So you do that. You write it out. Who's already in your niche to building your business. Now, the second thing you do is you judge the scope of the project. That's what you do in a research. So based on all the information that's already been done, you usually judge if the scope of what you can handle in that paper. Well, what I need you to judge in your business is judge, do you have a unique proposition in that industry or niche? So you went and you found out what everybody does. Some people do side hustle. Some people do career development. Some people do this. But you tell me, it's rare that you find people tell you, I'm going to show you how to thrive in corporate America. And at the same damn time, I'll show you how to build a profitable side hustle. So I don't teach you how to quit your job. I teach you how to get to the bonus check. And we're going to build this side hustle for multiple streams. So that was my unique proposition, in that I unapologetically live in both worlds, right? I'm not giving up my certificates for y'all because, somebody said it randomly on some random podcast. So we do both, right? So that was my unique proposition to this industry. You find yours the same way when you used to write your research papers that you judged whether you could actually do this or not. Like the professor tripping, that's too broad of a subject. I need a little bit more information. Y'all used to email y'all professors like, do this sound right? Is this what you're looking for? Judge it, right? Then you reevaluated it. You like, okay, even though my hypothesis was based on this, you know what? It's so much information out there related to this. I'm going to change my hypothesis slightly because I already could find all the research on that. So although I don't like to use the word coach, it was so many words out there using the word coach. Clearly, people are drawn to the word coach. Even though I'm an income strategist, I'll tell you I'm an income coach because I saw that there was a lot of information over there related to that. So the same way in high school and in college that you used to change based on the information and the data that you saw, it's time to do that again when you're building your businesses, right? Just go ahead and change it up, right? The next thing you normally did so you were confident after you did that. The next thing is you select the most appropriate investigative methods. Surveys, interview, experiments. When you were young, you're like, I'm going to survey my people. I'm going to send out this survey. I'm going to do this experiment. Well, the same thing applies when you're building a business. Now it's time to go ask your niche market. Where are they? What are their pain points? What are they having issues with as it relates to building a business while still working their 9 to 5s? What do they struggle with? You can do that by surveys. You can interview people. You can do whatever you need to do to find out what information is going to prove your hypothesis, right? You go into databases, indexes. It doesn't change. Same thing happens in a business. You must investigate. Is y'all on Essence? Is y'all watching Game of Thrones? Are you available at 9 o'clock to listen to my lives, 10 o'clock? Do you want to know about passive income? Do you want to know about how to build a side hustle? You got to go ask your audience and find out what they need. No different from how you used to write a research paper. Okay. The next thing you did was you planned the research project, right? So you found out I want to do surveys. You planned it. Well, you need to create a marketing and sales plan, right? So where are you going to market at? LinkedIn, Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram. Where are you going to sell at? What's your sales plan? Group coaching, one-on-one, books, speaking, workshops. What's your sales plan? Create a marketing and sales plan. The same way you used to plan out your research. I'm going to interview 100 people or whatever. Same concept. I want 100 people. Me. I want 10 people in my beta program. Period. All right? Doesn't change. The next thing you're doing is you retrieve information using a variety of methods, drawn from a repertoire of skills. That's what they said. All it means is you should be resourceful. So that means by any means necessary, go out there, draw on your skills to go get the information you need to make sure that your actual research project happened. So if that's like begging your professors, if that's begging your classmates, if that's like, oh, can I use your lab? Or can you send this out, sis, to all your sorority sisters? Whatever you did, you were resourceful in getting the survey information done, making sure you executed your experiment. Same thing with your business. You must become resourceful. Tap into your network, leave all the excuses behind, and you just got it done, right? And after you got it done, the next thing you is refine search strategy as necessary. So you like, shoot, I can't find enough mothers with 11 toes from a research project. But dang, while I was out there, I kept seeing mothers with 8 toes. So we're going to refine. We're going to go out there and look at the strategy, and we're going to refine it based on what we were seeing when we were out there. This is what you were taught in college. They just didn't tell you how to apply it to business. So if something's not working in your sales strategy and your marketing strategy, refine it, flip it up, make it change, do what it do. I didn't go live every day because that wasn't for me. But then I realized, if I want to get to the bag, I'm going live every day, right? Flip the strategy up, do what you need to do. The next thing is, you are supposed to write and organize useful notes and keep track of sources. That's what you do when you're doing a research paper. No different in a business. I have a CSR program that keeps up with all my clients and keeps me organized, lets me know what my sales and profits are. So you have QuickBooks, you have Acuity, you have Trello's, you have everything to keep you organized in your side hustle to make sure that it's actually profitable and that you're on track with getting the things done. You're on track with, okay, this is the deadline for the paper. No difference with your sales goals. It's just done quarter after quarter after quarter, right? No difference, right? The next thing that we did with our research paper was we evaluated the sources using appropriate criteria. So your professor usually say, hey, the professors used to say, like, you know what, you can't use no sources from, back in the day, it might have been this, right now it might be Wikipedia. They might not like Wikipedia. They only want you to use the Cambridge something, like that. So there's an appropriate criteria for your actual research, and you need to figure out what that is in your marketing, your niche. So if you're going, whatever your industry is, you need to make sure you have the knowledge, and that you're not just consuming, but you're actually applying the right knowledge, and you don't validate and just listen to everyone. Maybe you need a business coach to help you get through that. Maybe you need to just do some self-thought. That's what I used to say. But make sure that you're not just sitting here consuming knowledge, consuming it, and never actually executing and actually doing the actual work, right? So same concept. Now, the next thing that Georgetown says when you're writing a paper is synthesize, analyze, and integrate information sources and your prior knowledge. All that means is, in businesses, bring together everything you know and create a product or offering for your clients. So now that you done did all this research, you know where we are, you done experimented, you know what our pain points are, it's time for you to actually offer something. Create it, offer it, bring it to fruition with your current knowledge that you already innately had and all the research that you've done. It doesn't say perfect. If y'all waited till y'all was perfect for these research papers, you wouldn't have no damn research papers. You wouldn't have no degrees. I done seen people do 20-page research papers in 72 hours, but tell me that it takes them 6 months to build a business, and I say the devil is a lie. I don't want to hear that anymore. Or it takes you 8 months to write a book. That's not possible, because I've seen my professionals do this over and over and over again. The next thing is, you did all of that, and you was like, dang, that first paragraph where I said this was the hypothesis, damn, if I just switch that up a little bit, it will align perfectly with my paper. So you go and you switch it. Even though you already wrote that paper, you already did all the research, you already did the surveys, you go back to that first paragraph and you say, you know what, I'm gonna make this align completely with this thing. Same thing in business. I used to be the corporate entrepreneur. I used to be other things until I completely was the corporate hustler, unapologetically living in both worlds, because I realized that aligned with my personality and my brands. And I realized that you can do that as well. You've been doing it since middle school, writing your intro to your paper last after it was written, right? You've been doing it. So now you can do it again in business. Whether you want to call it a rebrand if you want to, but really it's just an introduction. The next thing is use the information effectively for specific purposes. You usually go back through your papers and you're like, that source really don't even make sense right there. I done added this whole paragraph just to take up some words, but that source really doesn't even make sense there. Same thing in business. I done offered this product that doesn't even align with my business. I don't even need that no more. Or I'm missing some things in my business that I need to add. So at first I only did LinkedIn, right? And then I was like, you know what? Accountability coaching is needed. I need to talk about professional development more. I need to talk about side hustling more. I need to talk about money more because I'm an income strategist. Therefore, I went back and plugged in gaps and holes. And that's the same thing that you have been doing for years when you were writing research papers. You went in and plugged in the gaps, whether that was for the purposes of you needed more pages or for the purposes of it didn't make no damn sense where it was in the actual research paper, right? The next thing you did was you understand plagiarism. You understood, like, hey, is this thing gonna pass through the little thing to tell my professor whether I wrote this or not? Same thing. You need to go find out whether you need to get copyright, whether you need a patent. Do you need to make sure that you didn't steal somebody else's idea out here? Is the name trademark? Does your company name exist? Right? You still got to do that. Do I need to call the IRS? What do you need to do there? Same concept for your businesses. It's time to go make sure that you're legit, that the paper was legit. No, I got enough original words in this paper that I know it's mine. Okay, it's not getting caught up by the computer or by the teacher or, same concept in your business. I know it's mine. I know it's uniquely mine, right? One, my name is really, it's easy, Demetria. That kind of helps. But know that you've been doing that for years. And last but not least, when you were writing your paper, you had to cite and properly give credit and sources to the ideas. No different. When you start doing it, put the testimonies out there. Tell the people, this is who I actually helped. And it really did, they really did work successful at it. They really did buy my shirt. They really did wear it. I'm a legit, seeing is believing. So even though I added it in there, in your papers, you still had to say and give the credit where credit was due. So if you're building partnerships, collaborations, and you're supporting others, you need to give them credit when they, share out things. You need to give them credit when they loan you your audiences. You need to give them credit when they shot your businesses out online. And also, your client testimonials need to be out there so that more people will be drawn to you. It gives you validity when somebody else is actually validating what you're saying. That is why you cite people throughout your paper, to give validity to your thoughts. And it's no different in business. To give validity to what you think and what you're offering to the market, you must cite the testimonies and the partnerships and the people who are supporting it. This was Thought Leader Thursday. This is how my mind thinks. I realized that a lot of you are out here like, I can't do this, but I've seen you write a research paper too many times. I hope you dig down, take 72 hours and say, you know what, I'm going to build a side hustle, right? In 72 hours, because that's how long I used to wait, even though you knew about the project, even though it came to you an hour, a year ago, 6 months ago, the thought actually came to you. Now take the next 72 hours as we go into the weekend. And by Monday, you should have a business plan. Because, I know you can do that and you can revise it and you can keep going. If you need help doing that, email me at hello@corporatehustleyou.com. Make sure you join the Corporate Hustlers Facebook page because we hang out there. And this particular live that I'm doing, you can also was sponsored by Stash. And go to bit.ly Stash with me. And that's where you learn how to invest with small increments of money. And as you see, the stock market is going down. So it's a great time to invest because what goes down must come back up. But if you have any questions tonight, do put it in the little chat box and I will wait about 10 seconds because that's about what the delay is. Yeah, and that's what we were doing tonight. What's tomorrow, Friday? Can't wait for the weekend. Okay, I don't see any questions about LinkedIn or about business. Don't forget, you can ask me in the group. You can ask me later on. You can email me. It's all good. Be sure that if you catch the replay, which I hope you do catch it, hashtag replay viewers, and leave your questions in there. And make sure, if you are interested in being in the beta program, to go through this with somebody, to have somebody help you do it, to hold you accountable, to show you how to market and monetize yourself. Then make sure you go to bit.ly Corporate Hustle Lounge so you know when I open the doors for those 10 beta students and that you're one of them. All righty. I will talk to you guys later. Mm-hmm.